Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. This is a cracking bit of news, isn't it? Doncaster Council. It's one of those that's going to have the elections on the 1st of May. And if polling turns out to be true and people vote that the way it's expected to go, then Reform is set to take over that council. Why is this significant? One, it will be the first ever Reform council. And two, and much more importantly, it's the council for the constituency of Ed Miliband, the Bacon Destroyer. And of course, this will be hugely humiliating for Ed. People not voting for him, he won't be able to handle it. Now, no, it's not a vote for him, but it's a vote for him and his politics and his party and his ideology, and people will be rejecting it, and he will not be able to handle this. He doesn't take rejection very well. He's very thin-skinned and stupid. And the thing is, he'll go, cry, like he did when he was at school and getting bullied. But Electoral Calculus did a poll for the Daily Telegraph, and that predicts that Reform will take control of 8 councils in total in less than 7 weeks' time, with the Conservative holding 10 and the Lib Dems with 5. But Doncaster is the only council where Labour are currently in control. And that's, for Labour, the big point. If they are going to lose Doncaster, which is a very Labour area, then they know they are in deep, deep trouble. Now, all the backbenchers know that they are in trouble anyway, because they foresee Reform winning Runcorn and overturning a 15,000 majority. And if there's any kind of majority for Reform, it means basically anyone in Labour, and I've mentioned this before, anyone in Labour with 18,000 or less majority is going to be deeply shitting themselves. And that accounts for like 80% of all Labour seats. So all those Labour backbenchers are sitting there going, we're screwed if Runcorn goes. But then this council, Doncaster, a very, very Labour area, that goes to Reform. They're all going to be sitting there now and going, we are truly, truly buggered. And of course, you're going to see the fall, the swing away from Labour. And it doesn't matter who you swing to, as long as you swing away. And it's going to be the moment. I think it'll be the inflection point on that downward curve for Labour support. So instead of just going down like that slowly, it's going to go vroom like that, and there'll be that inflection point where it troughs down like a continental shelf. You walk out, drop, and it's a 10,000 foot down to the bottom. That's exactly what's going to happen with Labour's vote at county level and at national level. And we'll find out very quickly. Now, I don't know yet when the Runcorn election is. I don't think they've announced it yet. I've certainly not seen anything. If it has been announced and I've missed it, please let me know in the comments. But I'm pretty sure it hasn't yet. But it would be nice to see that vote be announced as well. I can't wait for that one. That one will be the tipping point. If this set of elections, local and the Runcorn, doesn't get rid of Starmer by his own hand, or not by his own hand, by the hand of the backbenchers or a vote of confidence by the party members, then I don't know what will get rid of him. I mean, short of him going out and committing some heinous crime, which he's probably going to do. He's getting a bit warmongery. But, how can this go on? How can these people look and think, hey, we're doing a good job? Hey, they weren't elected to freeze old people to death, were they? They weren't elected to put people into abject poverty, were they? They weren't elected to destroy the NHS, to take us to war. All these things they're doing to destroy British farmers. They must see that they're done now. They must realise that they've got the wrong leader and that they are now a Marxist party doing Soviet Joe Stalin type land grabs of farmland. Well done, all you Labour voters, you've done this. So don't come a complaining. Now, that sort of mentality And people see it, of course. People see what's going on. But that mentality of people seeing that and the optics and everything is what's going to drive Labour into the toilet. And it isn't just Doncaster. There's Kent. There's Derbyshire's having a big one, isn't it? Is Essex having one? Essex, it'll be reform if it is. But there's lots of them having it. There's lots of these councils up and down the country that are still where they are still allowing them to go. And they're all either going to be won by the Reform Party or, at the very least, Labour will crash and burn. And it couldn't happen too quickly. And to be fair, they didn't do too well in 2021. Now, if you're going to crash from your 2021 low levels, then you know you're screwed. I just think that if you are in one of those areas where you are allowed to vote, think very carefully how you vote. Don't vote Labour, whatever you do, but look to see who's likely to beat Labour. And if you're in a ward controlled by Labour, definitely look to see who's likely to take out that Labour ward. You know, even if you can't get, a change of council, every seat helps. Every seat reduces and weakens the Labour Party. Take them away. Don't give them succour. Don't give them life. Take away the oxygen of money. And the thing is that you're getting the likes of Daniel Green, for example, who's a Labour commentator. I think he works for Labour List, the website there. And he has said, as a Labour supporter, that Labour can't win. They're just not winnable. They're not bookable at the moment. The people have rejected them and the policies. He says, as a Labour supporter, he can't see a way out of it. He says the only way they can deal going forward is ditch the current sort of top 4 or 5 jobs. Get rid of them. They're seen as toxic now. Bring fresh faces. I mean, he's advocating Wes Streeting. But please God, no, you can't have the embryo. He's far too young and far too inexperienced. Never had a real job, has he? Haven't you have a Prime Minister who's never had a real job? Well, there's been several, but, Wes Streeting, really? But who else have you got? I mean, Lammy the Oaf has got to go. Obviously, Starmer and the Liar, the Economist, have got to go. Even Yvette Cooper, she's tainted, she's old school, she's Blairite. Get rid of her. But there's no talent. No talent, shit ideas, anti-democratic and warmongery. Any reason to vote for them? No. Don't. Thanks a lot. Speak soon. Bye.